In this video, I'm going to show you the right triangle in a semicircle, and I think it's just kind of a neat geometric thing, but it'll also give me the opportunity to share a few more AutoCAD commands with you. So this is what we have to draw here, and as I said in the notes, this is a semicircle. Okay, semi meaning half, so it's exactly half of a circle with a diameter of 5. Okay, that's what this symbol here in front of the 5 means, is diameter. The light blue line here indicates, or actually the crossing of the two light blue lines indicates where the center point of the semicircle is. Okay, and since this semicircle has a diameter of 5, um, the height is obviously 2.5, but I wanted to put that in there just to show you. Generally, just to let you know, you dimension an arc such as this with a radius, and you dimension circles with a diameter. But I did this special for this exercise just so I could talk to you about the symbology here. Now inside the semicircle you have two lines. Okay, the line on the left goes to the end point of the semicircle on one side, and then it joins the arc here. Okay, and you have another line on the right side, and it joins the end point of the first line here and the circle. Okay, so basically, and you can see that this is 90 degrees, but the neat thing is it doesn't matter where you move this point where the two lines connect. Anywhere on the, if you move that point anywhere on the circle, the angle will remain at 90 degrees. So that's what I'm going to show you. Your submittal, all you need to submit is the semicircle drawn to the correct dimensions and the two lines joined at a common point on the arc. Okay, so we have a diameter of 5. Okay, so what we want to do is to use the circle command to create the circle. So we're given a diameter, so let's use that. Alright, so the circle command is here, and if you use the drop down arrow, there's several different options. Okay, in a previous video I used C as the command alias for circle. If you type in C and then enter, you can enter the circle command here, but you have to actually define that you want to use a diameter. So for example, if I were to create this as my center point, down here in the options it says, alright, specify radius of circle, or you have to say, you can type D or click this diameter button to enter the diameter. And now at that point it asks me to specify the diameter of the circle at 5, and then I can press enter. Or as an alternative, you could just use this drop down here and go center diameter. So when you're entering that command, it automatically asks for the center point and then specify the diameter of the circle. So you can just type in 5. So either way, however you want to do that, the diameter is 5, as you can see here in the properties palette. So let me just erase one of those. Okay. So as I mentioned earlier, this is a semicircle with a diameter of 5. Alright, so let's go check our object snap settings. So I just right clicked here, go to settings. I want to make sure that my quadrant snap is checked, okay, and my nearest snap and my endpoint snap. Those are the ones I'm definitely going to use. So I'll click OK. So what I want to do now is enter the line command, and I want to go from quadrant to quadrant. And you may ask why. Okay, the quadrant is the extreme point on the left and the extreme point on the right, and then when I draw a line between the two, the line passes through the center of the circle, and it's a true diameter. If I look at the length of that line, you can see that it is 5. Now what I'm going to do with this line is I'm actually going to trim the circle in half by using the trim command. The trim command is located on the modify panel of the home tab. Okay. So I can just click that. Now, one thing I can do is just press enter because it says select objects or select all. Select all in brackets. When you see something in brackets like this and just press enter, that's what it will take as its input. So if I press enter at this point, I can just click on that arc above that line and then it goes away. Okay. So now that I've done that, I can just erase. Pick the erase button on the modify panel. Again, I sometimes neglect to say that I'm pressing the escape key. Anytime you exit a command, you press the escape key. So I pressed erase, and now I'll click on that line and press enter, and the line goes away. So that's my semicircle. All right. So now I want to create a line from this endpoint to anywhere on the circle. Okay. Now we see a new snap. This is the nearest snap. It tries to snap to the nearest entity, whatever it happens to be. In this case, an arc. Okay, so it's going to snap to the nearest thing that your crosshairs get near. Okay, and anytime you see the nearest snap, even though my crosshairs aren't directly on it, you can, if I see the nearest snap and click, watch what happens to the line. Okay, it snaps directly to the line. So at that point, I will come back over to the endpoint of this line. I just stayed in the line command. I made a line from here to here, stayed in the line command, did not hit escape, and then went straight to the endpoint over here. All right. So now I've created something similar to what is in the text. Now, you do not have to do this for your submittal, but just for demonstration purpose, I'm going to type a DIMANG, enter, and I want to click on this line and this line. Okay, and you can see that's 90 degrees. All right. So now this is the neat part to me. Okay, if I click on this line and this line, you see these entities come up. These are vertices and grip edits is what I like to call them. Okay, I can actually manipulate these two lines by using these blue boxes. Okay, and I'm just going to show you a simple use of it here now. But basically, where these two lines meet, I want to click on that vertex and then use my nearest snap to relocate that point. Okay, and you can see that when I relocated that point, the angle stayed at 90 degrees. So let me show you that again. I'll select the two lines, click on that line that they intersect at, and then go around and let me do my nearest snap again. And again, that angle is 90 degrees. Okay, so you can play around with that. Anywhere you put it, it'll be 90 degrees. So I'm going to put it about right there. And that is what your submittal should look like. And that concludes this video.